नित्याय परमात्मने कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
खड़गपुर लाइव मीटिंग आ जाएगा।
हरे कृष्ण हरे बोल। So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, text number 52. The foolish embodied living entity, inept at controlling his senses and mind, is forced to act according to the influence of the modes of material nature against his desires. He is like a silkworm that uses its own saliva to create a cocoon and then becomes trapped in it, with no possibility of getting out. The living entity traps himself in a network of his own fruitive activities and then can find no way to release himself. Thus he is always bewildered and repeatedly he dies. So the same theme is continuing for many shlokas. How a living entity is trapped in this material world, and this mechanism, body, mind and senses, ego, this is the first knowledge he has to be taught. In his life as human beings, this should be taught, that he is already caught into this trap. Not that so-called education makes you feel that you are free to do anything. You can see all these people who are coming from big institutes. I am free to smoke, I am free to drink, I am free to have illicit sex, I am free to have meat eating, whatever my tongue says I will do it. They are already caught, and in that bound situation they are imagining they are free, and by that so-called imagined freedom they are getting further entangled, further they are getting caught. And they are losing their freedoms. Human life is such a fortunate life where you are given more freedom with more responsibility. From here you can end all this trap. You can go back to spiritual world. All other species, animals, birds, insects, trees, reptiles, aquatics, 80 lakhs different types of species, they don't have this freedom to practice spiritual life. They are all so much caught and lost into their bodily conception, like they are hopeless to practice spiritual life. Even though you try to give them, it's very difficult for them to understand anything. Human has been given by the God's grace that much brain, substance, intelligence, where they can understand these subject matters if they are willing for it. That willingness is there, then everything can be understood by God's grace. But if willingness is not there, then again he turns back to the animal life by misusing this freedom. So this knowledge is a real knowledge. What is considered in the Vedic literatures, this is called Vidya. Vidya means talking about the spiritual subject matter, which are the facts. And while the so-called material education, which appears to be knowing the things, how the matter is functioning, that also they don't know. That is technically called avidya. So this or Jada Vidya. Jada Vidya, Jada Vidya Jara Mayar Vaibhav. So this Jada Vidya is actually Avidya. It makes you simply proud that I am such and such a degree holder. I am a doctor, I am engineer, I am this. Nowadays you can see people are so much, they become proud. More material education is, they become more material proud. This is a Maya or Vaibhav. This is all opulence of Maya. Dr. Thakur says that this education simply increases one's pride, one's pride. And it makes a living into an ass work very hard for the Maya. Not knowing the actual purpose of life. Day and night people are working hard. You can see how this whole the education and the corporate companies are forcing people to work hard day and night. You have to go early morning to the schools and colleges, come in the evenings, and then the tuitions. So children are so much pressure for this. But no spiritual education is taught there. And small children, they are sent to this, and then they are going for swimming classes, they are going for drawing classes, then they are going for karate classes, and they are going for so many other classes. And if you ask them to come for the one value education program or our children program, once in a week for a couple of hours, no time. No time. Some back we were in one program, and the children liked so much. There was some small session was conducted during the programs. We were asking parents. Parents said, no, he has classes. This time he has class, that time he has class. Children said, but we want to attend. Small children were saying, there is no class at that time. Parents are over worried about this material education, but they are not worried at all their spiritual advancement. Even these parents were coming from a little cultured background, having some God fearing or some. Still, they are also not understanding. Prabhupada said, before I started this society, I went to so many families in the India and told that you have 4 children, give me 1 child so that I can train him into the spiritual education. No, Swamiji, what this will do? Prabhupada said, no, Swamiji, what this Hare Krishna will do this? How will he earn his bread and butter? So he has to go to this education. Said, none of the people gave. Prabhupada said, I was so disappointed. All these Indians, they were so much absorbed into seeing towards the West, not understanding at all spiritual values. One lecture later, Prabhupada said, I was so disappointed with this attitude. So I never wanted to come to India, Prabhupada said. So I went to America. So nobody is responding. But some other, because there is Vrindavan, Mayapur, there are devotees are there, and I thought of coming back again. Laughingly was saying that I was so disappointed, I never wanted to come. This is a place where supposed to be first thing given the spiritual education. Krishna appears, Lord Ramchandra appears, all the great sages have been appearing. This is a place of the spirituality. And here people are not interested in spiritual life because they are so much influenced by the Western ideas. They become proud that we got freedom from Britishers. But what is this freedom? They are continuing the same British mentality. This whole education system is introduced by the Britishers. And purpose of this education system was to destroy spiritual culture. The Max Muller and many Indologists were sent because Britishers had tough time to crack India, to conquer India. Yes, other places they could conquer very easily by giving allurement to the people, by creating fights among them and conquering. But India was tough. Why? They studied it because India had a strong spiritual culture. So then they sent this Indologist to learn Sanskrit. And what is the purpose of that? By learning Sanskrit and misrepresenting the Vedas and destroying the faith of Indians in their own spiritual literatures so that they can be conquered easily. This is a letter of, you can see the Max Muller is writing to his friend. I am going there just to overthrow this Indian priestship so that Britishers can easily conquer India. This is a letter of Max Muller. And there still we are worshipping him now. Max Muller Bhavan. Oh, they were so great scholars of Vedas. They taught us how our Vedas are mythology. You know? If you talk any religious Vedic mythology, oh, you know Vedic mythology. They destroyed systematically because people were neglecting already this Vedic education and they took advantage of this and then they started questioning them about the authenticity of Vedas. Now also we see how much faith we have also and how much faith we have this material science. Every time we want to see scientific, is it scientific? What is the science? Science is just 200 years, within 200 years the origin is. They are so ignorant about so many things. Now also they are. They did not know what is fire bacteria, they did not know plants have lives. They did not know so many things. Does that mean these things were not existing? That plants were not having lives before Jagdish Chandra Bose discovered it, some 60-70 years back. And the whole science was believing that plants don't have lives. While the Vedas, since millions of years, they are talking about plants have lives. Jalaja, Navlakshani, Sthavar, Lakshamimshati. They even don't talk about having a proof or like that. 20 lakhs of the plants. So many things which are already there in the Vedas, they have discovered later on. Earlier they were not agreeing for it. But still they don't have humility to understand that Vedas are authentic. They are so proud. Now scientifically we have proved. That's why we are accepting. That means previously plants were not having lives till the time we discovered it. That is what they are meaning that. We are discovering now and finding out. Why there is discovery required? Because already everything is there in the Vedic literatures. You don't have to research. You just accept these things. And you will be benefited. But they are taught to, with such materialistic education, to simply become proud. And then work like an ass. Jivere karaye gadha. Previously people were not working so hard. More people become sinful, more their basic necessities will be withdrawn by the material nature. And then they have to work hard. The Mother Earth will take out the basic necessities also when the people are becoming sinful. The whole material education is promoting only sins. You can see now these people who are coming to the institutions like IIT, whole night girls and boys are moving around. All the spring pace, they are coming and breaking all the principles. Nobody is questioning that. Moving like, going to the meat eating, drinking, having illicit sex, all these activities are so much promoted. And this is still the village place. You can see in the cities where IITs are there or any education institution. They think now we are the best and we can do anything. What anything they can do is simply are imitating animals, animalistic activities in the name of freedom. The so-called freedom they are wanting to have free mixing and all this. The animals already have that sort of freedom. And they don't have to work so hard. Nayam deho deha bhaja nruloke kashtan kaman arate vidabhujame. Kashtan. They are working so hard, but what animals already have without working hard. The real freedom is to become free from the demands of mind and senses that they don't understand, that doesn't click to their minds. And that's why the spiritual practice, why should I bother myself with all these rules and regulations? I want to have free life. I don't want any botherations. Prabhupada said, what kind of freedom you have? I am free to smoke, and then you become you become a slave of the bidi. You think I am a Swami. In Hindi lecture, Prabhupada says, कहता है स्वामी ते है तो बीड़ी का दास. So, I am free to smoke and I am free to drink. Then you become a liquor servant of the liquor. And all this, you can see big corporates working, having tie suit and everything, parties. What they have parties is this only. Meat eating, drinking, illicit sex. And this is considered advancement. For that people are working so hard. Previously the education would make people more in real sense free. The most intellectual class educated people are Brahmanas. And Brahmanas will find they had complete freedom. They will take out that freedom. They would not work at all for any materialistic activities. They were absorbed in spiritual activities more. And then they would teach others. Patan Patan. They would study and they would teach others spiritual education. Or they would teach how to perform yagyas and everything. And how to they will also help people to have good health by learning Ayurveda or astrology, so that people become interested in spiritual life. They would go to them and give free education. Brahmanical class give free education, free advice, help to the people. And whatever comes as naturally donations, they would accept it. They were not greedy. Their mind and senses were controlled. That's why they needed minimum. Little bit you accept and just maintain your body and soul together. Srila Prabhupada said what to speak when he saw a few years back when there was a Brahmana in the Krishna Nagar. One king approached, Krishna Chandra sent to him, because he heard about him that he is a very, very nice person. So he wanted to give him the donation, some land, and some financial help. The Brahmana said, no, I am happy in my life. I don't need anything else. I have my small family, my wife, and I have small houses there. And my disciples, they donate some rice to me. Guru Dakshina, they give something. And I just boil the rice, and if vegetables are not there, I take such tamarind trees, leaves, and put it. And I eat it. I don't need your help. So they would not get any obligations from any materialistic people. And they were satisfied, whatever comes on its own accord by the grace of God. Those were Brahmanical class. Real Brahmanas, not by just birth, claiming themselves to be Brahmana and greedy for getting more and more material things. Real thing, Prabhupada says in that class, one has to see that we are satisfied in life. And Vaishnava means he should be more than Brahmana. That means how much Vaishnavas should practice dissatisfaction in life. Prabhupada is saying this. Vaishnava means they should be more satisfied in life. Vaishnava means he is already Brahmana or more than Brahmana. But as soon as you come to the mode of goodness, then this struggle will stop. Greed and hard work. And the whole materialistic education is they're making these competitions and make us more and more greedy. Right from childhood, greed. Everywhere the competition. Small children also are taught this. Even I was saying how much they are influenced. Everybody want to on stage. Small children also. Everybody want to have mic in their hands. Other side time I saw. They're grabbing mic from each other. And small children also have this. Everybody want to be topper. Top. As soon as you say, who want first? Yes, I want first. First you say first. So this has been so much ingrained into their consciousness. I should be at first, I should be at top, I should be this. And then that's how they are running these materialistic institutions also. By creating such advertisements, we are the best and you will be the best and you will get topper, you will get so much money, you will get so much marks here. Small children marks conscious and after their education is money conscious always. Marks are money. And then the whole education system is judging them also by this ability only. While their other aspects of their lives are completely, totally neglected. Everybody is put into same streamline. Their natural tendencies are there. They are so much curtailed also. Somebody has good in something else. There is no encouragement also. Previously, all different kinds of arts and different kinds of skills also were flourishing in India. But nowadays, everybody wants to get degrees, justice. And there is no practical, actually, even application of that knowledge. Everybody is taught everything. Geography, history, mathematics, physics, chemistry, everything is taught. And so much burden their minds are that they don't have time also for their other growth in their lives apart from this basic psychology and emotional growth are not to speak of the spiritual growth in their lives. Day and night they are just thinking about this only. How to get more money, more marks and bigger positions in the corporates. Greed. So they are made greedy, lusty, envious, and that's how they are made slaves. In the name of freedom, this free mixing, giving these equal rights to the women, the main purpose of this is to bring them to the market, started by the man, so that the boys and girls, they are together working, you don't have to pay much salary to them. That's what they did in early times also. Give one boy and girl together and go for marketing. So then they are enjoying each other, and that's how you can pay them less salary also. In the name of freedom, they are actually making them slaves. And making them slaves, and then you control them easily. That's like you control the animals by putting some foodstuffs. Easily they can be controlled. Giving them some food and giving them some sense gratification. The whole modern is that culture is, these big giants are sitting at top who want to earn the whole profit. And then it's very easy to control them. But if you make people Brahmanas or the Kshatriyas real, tend them, then they will be satisfied more in their life. They will not depend on your systems. Then who will work for them hard? Who will consume their products? Who will consume their products in the factories? So many things they are producing. That's why the advertisement, 50%, more than 50% money is spent for advertisement. For what? Advertisement is for what? To create a greed. I want to possess those things. Envy to the others. He is possessing, I should also have. That's the purpose of advertisement. They want to advertisement their products so that people are becoming greedy, lusty about those things. possess those things. And that's how they have to work hard to get money, to possess those things, which they don't need oftentimes. Many things we don't need in our lives. But just because it's advertised, or they create that artificial need that everybody should have this. And that's how everybody is working hard. Previously, the people would produce something so that it would last long throughout their life. Now they are producing something which will keep on producing and keep on consuming people. Different models. After some time, they change the model in the name of new progress. But what is the necessity of those things? People don't even question about it. Rather, these things are destroying their whatever basic, their peace of mind also are there. It's all this mobile, this internet, and all these things have more people are become more complex in their lives, and their relationship are getting destroyed. In the name of freedom or so-called freedom or making things easy, we are actually making our life more and more troublesome. One person came the other day, he said, now I have got some health problems. Why? My fat is increasing, my sugar is increasing. And then he was himself telling that. Because we are not working at all. We are sitting down all times in the office. Previously, at least we used to go for purchasing something in the market. Now the Blinkit has come. He said, I'll just order in the Blinkit. And you're getting things, everything in the hand, here. So that also is stopped, he said. The whole day you sit down, and naturally your body is going to accumulate fat more. And to reduce the fat, you have to go to the gym, or you have to go to the doctor, pay him money so much. What the gym they are doing, going to do it? They'll give some exercises. Put on something, pulling or walking, different kinds of movements for the hands, rotating movements, pulling movements, walking. All those things people were doing previously, to fetch the water from the well. All these movements you will find in the gym, advanced gym, all different kinds of things. They have instrument created in the factories, big industries, such machines to keep you, fit physically. By paying money, previously people would save money by doing that. Now you pay money for that. And pay money here also for putting electricity, automatic drawing things, mixer. Previously the people would grind like this, ladies who sit down. Now you do there, and what comes out of it? Nothing. Here grains would come out. Flour will come out. You save money. There you pay money. So for things which you don't have to pay money earlier, now you are paying money for those things. And you are wasting your money also, and wasting your time's energy by those things. And this is how we are making advanced. And Srila Prabhupada was saying that, other lecture I was hearing, they don't have brain also, that they are proud that we are increasing hospitals more and more. That means people are falling more sick, Prabhupada said. If you go some villages, now we got a nice hospital in our town with 200 beds. Earlier, one doctor used to move around on a cycle. He would hardly find a patient now. But now our hospitals are full with 200 beds are always, they are falling short, that also. Sometimes villagers tell proudly this. They don't have brain to even understand that previously doctor was not finding patient. Now they are finding so many patients. That means it's advancement. It is advancement. Now we got a hospital here. Previously we had to go to some city for the hospital. But how many people are going for cities? Hardly once in a while. Everything is getting polluted now. The chemicals they are putting into food, basic food also we are not getting. After paying so much money, the food we are eating is filled with all chemicals. This is modern advancement. We are producing more food because the earth is not giving. Rather, they are making lazy. Purpose 10 times populations can be fed. 2-3 lectures I was hearing. 10 times population can be fed. That much the earth has now also proposed it. I'm traveling all over the world, I'm seeing so much land vacant is there. And if they are not producing, everybody should go in the factory and work hard. Nobody is there to produce. And hope whatever few people are there producing, they are also making business out of it, putting big machines and putting a lot of chemicals so that they can get a lot of grains out of it. What those grains are? Because they are putting so much chemicals, they are all the hybridized seeds which don't have the sustaining power, so they have to protect. They put pesticides for it. So much pesticides and so much chemicals. And that is happening in our bodies. People are getting more cancers, more diseases. Why? Because the chemical food we are eating, all these things. So much percentage of cancers has increased now. And I was talking to one doctor, a cancer specialist. No, previously people are not getting detected, now we are detecting. We are diagnosing now. Such foolishness. Anybody can agree that people are getting more cancers and dying, more heart attacks and dying now. But these are educated people thinking that previously people are not getting diagnosed. They were also dying previously. Where is the history shows that people are dying like that? They are not able to understand that they are only creating their own problems and getting trapped into those things. Air is polluted, water is polluted, water in the rivers also, you cannot drink water. And some company in Chennai, I heard long back, they purchased one river and they put some chemicals in the rivers so that people don't drink the water. Why? Because they were producing water. They were supplying the water company, drinking water, so that people will purchase the water from them. And in America, they throw so much grains into the ocean so that the other countries don't get it. They are producing so much, they'll throw it, but they will not give. Envy or mismanagement, whatever it is. In the name of this globalization, they have made the whole thing in chaotic situation. It looks like we are getting things here from somewhere else, but actually it is because of this whole complex system, there is so much losses also, unnecessary. The farmers are suffering, so many farmers are committing suicide. Why? Because of this globalization, centralization of the whole thing, the whole control has gone to the people who are middlemen earning money through it. I have personally seen in the farm I was staying. From there, every day morning the vehicle would go to the city, 50-60 kilometers away, Pune, from that place. Around 60 kilometers, the vehicle would start in the morning time, around 6:30, 6 o'clock. Sometimes we would travel, so I used to go to that vehicle. And what that vehicle used to do is collect all the people on the way and collect all the vegetables also on the way. Many people would take the vegetables in the vehicle, it was a big vehicle. And by the time around 8 o'clock or like that, it will reach to the main market area. And then again the vehicle would come back, same vehicle. Sometimes I came back in the same vehicle also, while coming back. And I saw the vehicle is filled with again the vegetables and everything. And then I said, what is this? These people are selling these vegetables there, and that person is bringing the vegetable again back from the market. And then all those vegetables are again taken to the village, same village. I said, why they are doing like this? Everybody is producing the same vegetables here, and then they have to get varieties from the market. Why they are not producing here? Because in the market you get a better price there for these vegetables. Everybody is producing bhendi, all bhendi only. Who will go and sell here? Who will do all this management? So you sell it there. And there though the brokers are sitting, then they decide. If lot of same vegetable comes, then price reduces. and then everybody will not put those things. And then next time the price will increase so much, the news goes, everybody will produce those things. That's what is happening. I have seen sometimes the tomato becomes so cheap and it will become so costly. As soon as people hear the costly it became, everybody will plant those same things. Previously people were producing locally, consume locally, and excess is their trading. So now it looks like that we are making advancement, but actually they are making system more complex. And middlemen they are more introduced to earn money more and more without doing anything. Everywhere this thing, same things. And then they will give all statistics and everything, show that how we are making advancement. Previously, 100 people would do job, now they put one machine to do job. And you make 99 people jobless. They had left their farming and everything and come for doing job in the cities, and they are not taught also anything else. They don't know all farming also. 99 other people will become jobless. What they will do? And now this AI is further, again another set of this. One person was put on the machine by paying him little extra salary, and 99 people's salary put in the pocket. Now AI means another 100 people working on such machines. You make them 99 jobless and put one person to operate 100 machines. Something like that AI is. And who will go back to do basic things in farming and everything? People have become lazy. कौन काम करे खेत में जाके? Who will do other things? There's so many other opportunities were there in Vedic culture. You don't find in the Vedas, in histories, Puranas, that people were jobless. Unemployment was never in fine state. They had more jobs available always. Government would create jobs and make sure that everybody is busy in spiritual activities, and their earning. Earning was, they would do minimum efforts, not working 24 hours like this. Government would set up a saying that people had ample time for their spiritual practices and work whatever minimum required. Previous also, if you see, people would work few months in a year. In farmers also, many places will find one crop, maximum 2 crops they would take. And then they would have so much time for their families and for having social relationships, and most important is the spiritual practices. They would take out time for that, those things. And naturally, because of spiritual practices, they were satisfied. And whatever comes by one's own accord, by God's grace, actually that only works from the ultimate point of view. This hard work, people are thinking I am getting more, it is illusion. Simply illusion. Because whatever one is supposed to get in his life, it is destined at the time of birth. What one is to get, how much you are going to enjoy material pleasures and how you are going to suffer, that is already destined. Kalena sarvatra gabhira ramhasa. This is real education. To make people understand that your roti kapda makan is there on your kapal. Already is there. You don't have to work so hard for getting those things. And if you work so hard, what is going to happen is, by illusion you may earn someone more money, but you cannot consume it for that happiness. You will consume it for your misery. If your excess is there. If you get a lot of money and you are supposed to suffer in the hospital, you will go in big hospital and suffer by paying more money. But you cannot utilize that money. It is God's arrangement. If somebody has done something, he will be able to enjoy that much only for one life. So this is a big illusion. By earning these more paper currencies, we think that we can enjoy more. That money will go in now fighting court cases, divorce cases. Previously you don't find divorce happening, but nowadays people are having divorces, court cases. or people are having the legal complications. All these things you'll find people are spending so much money. Or simply to purchase a house, they have to spend so much money because they have to purchase a house in a very costly area where they are working around. For education, you are spending so much money for material education. Children, small children are sent to their schooling just for a prestige purpose. So the school bus is coming, and they have big playground, and they have so many nice facilities, and have to send this child there only. Why? Because it's a prestige issue. Previously, there is no education free. In Vedic times, free education. Free, even medical treatment also was free. Medicines they have to pay, but the doctors would not charge for that, their own fees. That was whatever person can give. Brahmanical class, the physicians, they would not charge like that. The law also was free. King would give justice. Now you see where they are spending money on, either in the law or education or medicines. And people are so fearful nowadays. They want to keep so many insurances to protect themselves, but this fear has been artificially created by the materialistic leadership. Because there is no spiritual education, people are becoming more and more fearful and insecure in their lives. Those who are spiritually trained, they become secure. Because they understand that God's grace, I will get whatever I am destined. Why should I worry so much about life? This faith a spiritualist naturally gets, that it is kalena sarvatra gambhira ramasa. If I want to need something more, then spiritual life better I practice, or I do some pious activities, not this materialistic hard work. That will not add to their happiness. Rather, it is making them work so hard in a miserable state that is consuming their misery also there. By working hard unnecessarily, whatever misery they are going to get, they are getting misery anyway. And that money is going to come, it's not going to add to their happiness if that is not destined. That will go somewhere else. If legal complications, health, income tax office will take away, or simply people will stay away, steal nowadays. So cyber crimes, people are stealing so much money now, you see. 1100 crores money has been recorded up till now. Cyber crime people are taking away. Somewhere I read it. 1100 crores. Simply by making some phone calls. Previously the thieves had to do so much endeavors with all weapons and guns, and you have to cross so many securities and go inside and then open the tijori and then risk of getting killed. But nowadays sitting down, making some phone calls and doing some 1100 crores has been recorded. I don't know how much has been more for last whatever the record of time was. So it's not that life has become more secure and more things, it is more insecure. And this insecurity is because of the illusion. People are not taught spiritual knowledge. That people are becoming more and more insecure, and they are working unnecessarily very hard in life. Of course, laziness is never advertised in the Vedic culture. If you are not practicing spiritual life with enthusiasm, material nature will force us to work hard. Even if one is lazy, cannot keep it, especially in modern times, you'll find. If you are not doing spiritual life nicely, the material nature will, all this greed and envy and pride, people are forced to work hard. You can see how much people are very concerned about their going to the college on time, going to the office on time, and going to the business on time, because if you don't go morning times, you'll see people are going to this Kolaghat selling their products. 3 o'clock, right? You go for purchasing flowers. First local, 3 o'clock. Previously, Prabhupada says, the Prabhupada is saying, people are going early morning at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock first local goes. That Prabhupada is in early morning. Now it's 3 o'clock. Going for early mornings. So we have to understand, we are leaving aside Mangalarati, leaving aside all these things. They are going for working hard into the business. Everywhere business, people are morning to night working. So we will be governed by the material nature very strongly. And then not only governed by material nature, we get more entangled also into those activities. As mentioned here, cocoon, silkworm, looks very active, producing all threads around. So similarly, people are very active constructing houses and everything. Like here, people have worked very hard on big houses they have constructed here. And they are living inside their houses. Old man, old woman. And they are feeling fearful now, death is coming. But their attachments have so much. Ashesha kamana rudima jemana. And one day they will be thrown out of their house when their lifespan is over. But the desires, again they have to take another body because of this unfulfilled desires. It's not that they are free. By having more material desires, more hard work, and everything is finished, the same desires you carry in next life. And then you work hard again. And desires are not going to be finished. Desires will keep on multiplying it. That's the nature of material desires. As long as our mind and senses are not controlled, we are misidentifying with our body with this mind and senses, this mind will be active because his mind is controlled by the Maya. Maya is the pumping force behind the mind. She is going to operate our mind and make us feel that that is you. That is her expertise. And we are so busy in addressing our mind's demands. Oh, I feel I should have this. This will make me happy, that will make me happy. But this is actually having nothing to do with our soul. Soul is different from this body and mind. But we have already covered ourselves with this body and mind, material mind, by coming to this material world. We are already trapped into this. And by cultivating more material desires, we are making our covering thicker and thicker. So much thick that human body is not utilized properly, person falls into the lower species. Another thick covering of ignorance. But somehow if somebody is awakened to his real nature, that I have nothing to do with this material body and material mind. I am different. How it is possible? By actually transforming our desires from self-centered enjoying mentalities, selfless love for God. If that is awakened, then one can see all this trap very clearly. By Krishna's grace, only it's possible. Prabhupada said it's not possible by our own endeavors. Because for a long time we are in this material world and everybody is behaving the same ways. Self-centered life of enjoyment. They are coming together also in the name of so many schemes and trying to increase each other's strength. But Prabhupada said ultimately everybody is lonely, struggling hard. That's why a person dies also in a very, very great pain, lonely. But with all this network of Maya around him, mind remains the same. And the mind means so many desires, material desires. Very dissatisfied. We continue to the next life. But by cultivating spiritual life, this mind and senses, they become controlled naturally. We will not demand them. The happy state of our existence will be naturally emerge out from the heart. Sachidanand, Brahma Bhuta stage, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, that your already happy state is there.
God has made us like that. We are complete in ourselves. If we are connection with God, Krishna, with love. Even if somebody is not connected to Krishna, still Krishna has made this soul as a pure entity. That's why the Brahma Bhuta is not even connected to Krishna. Brahma Bhuta stage means you realize that I am spirit soul. For that also you need Krishna's help to come to that stage. But even if one is not serving Krishna, coming to Brahma Bhuta stage with every other paths, they try to bring the person, Yoga Marga, Jnana Marga. Without devotional service, they come to this platform. But of course, for them they have to have some spiritual, devotional service aspects. They don't become devotees, still they can come to this platform of Brahma Bhuta, Prasannatma. Prasannatma means you become joyful. It's a neutral platform. We are actually cessation of all the material miseries. That means his body and mind are controlled. And then he understands that my nature is to be always happy. I don't die. Prasannatma. Fear of death goes away. All insecurities go away. I am eternal being. I don't die. Na shochiti na kamshiti. Why I have to hanker for anything? Why I have to lament for anything? That is the stage of Prasannatma. This Brahma Bhuta stage. And Mad Bhakti Labate Param. From that stage, Krishna says, one can practice bhakti. That means the base consciousness of living entity, Krishna has made like that every devotee. Sachidananda. Now what we are looking for, these material pleasures, is not actually the real Ananda. It is trying to reduce the miseries of demands of our mind and senses where it is addressing. Dissatisfied mind and dissatisfied senses we are addressing by our hard work to bring them to satisfied stage, which is not possible, but it reduces your misery. That is decoded as happiness. But real absolute happiness is the Brahma Bhuta stage. And that is not to be understood by the people in mode of passion and ignorance. They think it's inactivity. A satisfied person is threat for the whole this economic so-called advancement. This is somebody satisfied in life, happy. Like this Alexander the Great, he came, passionate man, trying to conquer a country after country, having fights and killing so many of his people and killing other soldiers also. And one by one, a country he was conquering. Came all the way from the Greece, right? In India he came. He saw one sadhu sitting peacefully in the forest. So it was a big challenge to him by seeing a peaceful person, satisfied person. Otherwise, why have conversation with him? But still, he wanted to first, criticize him. What is this? You are sitting down, idle and not doing anything. The very fact he had a conversation means he was taken back. That how can somebody be so peaceful and I am so restless, moving around? So the translator son, he was asking, what you are doing? You don't have anything to do in your life, sitting down simply. Apparently you are sitting down, but they are active spiritually. Meditation, thinking about how to take my consciousness in harmony with the Supreme. Removing all the negativities in my mind. That is how the spiritual life is. Giving up my all selfish motivation, desires, and harmonizing with Krishna's way of working. That is what the real spiritual life is. Not that independently working and suffering this material world. So that's why it naturally leads peace. As soon as you connect your consciousness and understand the supreme arrangement of the Lord and try to cooperate with Him, you immediately become peaceful. You can be active. Nobody can be Nobody can be idle. Soul is always active. But how you want to be active? This meditation is not simply sleeping. Meditation means remove all the unwanted thoughts and desires and cultivate the right kind of desires which are in harmony with Krishna. Giving up our selfish motivations. You naturally become peaceful, joyful. That is the nature of spiritual life. When you become spiritually perfect, then every activity you do, whether you fight or you do business or anything you do, because in harmony with Krishna, it brings joy, natural joy. But because people are wrongly active, that's why sometimes they are told to sit down and do meditation and everything. But actual purpose of this is to be active in harmony with Krishna. Karishya vachanam tava. Not for selfish purpose. As long as one is driven by this passion and ignorance, we will be working for our selfish cause only and will not understand Krishna's overall arrangement, how Krishna is working. To understand that we need to come to the mode of at least goodness, and then from goodness to the mode of pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva. Then a person can be even fighting and he can be peaceful within the heart because he understands that I am doing it Krishna's work. Otherwise, restlessness. Passion means restlessness. Ignorance, passion, restlessness, insecurity, bewilderment, all these things are illusion and bondage to the material things, the entanglement in the karmic reactions. And then this Alexander asked, what you are doing? Useless, nothing, sitting down. The Brahman asked, that Sadhu asked, what you are doing? He said, don't you know who I am? I am the Alexander the Great. I have conquered so many countries and my whole army is there with me. I have come to here now. I will conquer this country also. Then I will go to other countries. Then what will I do? I will go on conquering like this. I will conquer the whole world. And then what will I do? Then I will have my all children appointed at different places. They will take the charge of different places and I will rule from one place. Then what will I do? Then I will have my palace, I will have my wife and everything. And then I will do this, I will do that, after conquering the whole world, then I will rule and then I will become peaceful. That is never going to be happening. So then he said, okay, what you are going to do after so long, I am doing right now, same things. I am peaceful now. So ultimately everybody wants to be peaceful and happy. And he was thinking by doing all these things, I will become peaceful. What to speak of, when he was going back, after India, he actually returned back. In India he learned that his endeavors were useless. He learned a lot of lessons. And from here he was returning back. On the way, so many people attacked him again back. Those people who had conquered him, they did not allow him peacefully. And he was thinking by conquering the whole world, I will become peaceful. And he died on the way. So this illusion makes us feel that let me work now hard. I am not peaceful because I have so many desires to be fulfilled. Let me fulfill those desires and then I will become peaceful. Then I will practice spiritual life nicely. Mind says like this. But that time is never going to come like this. Because every time you conquer or fulfill one desire, 10 desires will be popping up in your consciousness. Before fulfilling desire of our mind and senses, one should question, is the desire of the Supreme Lord? Is this what the Shastras are telling? Is this sadhus are telling? Is this desire need to be fulfilled? So spiritual life means to give up all the adverse desires and to cultivate right kind of desires. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said is practice spiritual life. That should be desire. Let me practice nicely. Let me chant nicely. This should be desire. Let me hear Bhagavatam. Let me develop taste for Bhagavatam. Let me develop taste for the serving Vaishnavas. Service selflessly. So these desires are cultivated. Let me give Krishna consciousness to others. Let me serve the deities. So these desires, when we cultivate in our heart and keep ourselves 24 hours busy, there is no time for mind. And when the mind and senses become completely controlled, then everything becomes relishable experience in spiritual life. When you become devotee, you are devotee of the Lord. Everything is incessant flow of the happiness coming from Krishna directly. It was the pleasure of real happiness, Satyananda. Satyananda means real happiness is coming from the God, spiritual happiness. When that happiness one experiences, is all these hankerings, he can see all miserable. They are the source of miseries. That clearly one can see it. And then, just like you can see clearly the hog's life, eating stool, it is not miserable, pleasurable experience. The pure devotees can see the whole material world is like that. The source of misery. Material desires are the sources of miseries. Adyantavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddha. Yehi sansparshija bhoga dukkha yonaye vete. All these material desires and material pleasures are the sources of misery. Dukkha yonaye vete. Including the highest pleasure of sex or the anything, prestige, pratishtha, subtle. The desire for adoration, distinction, that is also sources of greatest misery, entanglement. Real happiness is to love Krishna selflessly, serve Him, to hear His glories, to help others to get connected to Krishna. That 24 hours a devotee is busy, has no time for the mind. So the real purpose of education is to take person to this consciousness. This whole education system will find no talk about it. No talk about this understanding soul, body, mind, sense. They don't know even what is mind also. There's argument what mind is. Now some people are saying, oh, mind is different entity than the brain. Some recognition is there. Krishna already said in the Bhagavad Gita, mind is different thing. Mind, intelligence, ego, subtle body formation. All this education is already there. You don't have to break your head. You will accept it and live life accordingly. And for this material education, okay, we need for our some survival in the material world. Accept it, whatever is necessary. But there is no need to compete with this materialistic people who have no other business 24 hours. They are only in that meditation. And what is the use of competing again? The same thing. The pleasure is going to get the same, miseries are going to get the same. Then what is the use of competing more? It is better to do our whatever capacity we have got it. Do it that much efforts. Leave efforts other day for Krishna conscious cultivation. That is the intelligence. And if one is spiritually advanced, if one has desires, suppose, if Krishna says that is not going to become contrary, he can give those desires also. Akamo sarva kamo amoksha kamo udarati. Tivrena bhakti yogena. Those who are doing bhakti yoga tivrata, even if one has some material desires, Krishna can easily fulfill them. But these material endeavors can never fulfill it. Because your quota of happiness and misery is fixed. You cannot change it by material endeavors. It's only illusion by working hard and getting more money and everything. It's illusion. It's not the real fact. Kalena sarvatra. Narad Muni says this to Vyasdev. This is already arranged by the Lord. You cannot change it much. Once you purchase a ticket, board a flight, then everything is destined, arranged by the airlines company. Similarly, when you take birth till the time die, already things are arranged. Even if before your birth, milk is arranged in the mother's body, or the food is arranged in the mother's womb, that you don't make arrangements. How it is arranged? We don't have that much intelligence to see that. We don't make any efforts. Neither the parents make any efforts. God has arranged by in the womb also, and after coming out, 9 months, who is taking care of us? Mother is eating, she doesn't know how things are getting transformed into the food. And that food is supplied to the umbilical cord to the child. 9 months is arranged, and after that also the milk comes in the breast of a mother by God's arrangement. So one can learn like this, that already things are there arranged. Why I need to so work hard? Elephants are eating so much food every day. Quintals of food they are eating. Still the things are, they don't starve. They don't work hard in the offices and bank. They don't have bank balance. Still they are getting food. Thousands of elephants in the African forest. So this is how we should learn, by seeing the nature around us, that what the Shastras are telling is the truth. They are not just telling fictitiously things. They are very practical things also can be observed. But this faith will not come without Krishna's grace. We have to beg for that. My dear Lord, please kindly purify my heart. Let my bhakti get awakened in my heart. Give me that faith in you more and more. These prayers we have to offer. When Krishna removes this illusion, then you can see the things with clarity. But then for that we should pray for the service. We are chanting Hare Krishna, we are praying. Please engage me in your service. My dear Lord, please kindly purify my mind so that I can serve you nicely. So this is the real education. Education means to bring out something sacred from within our heart. This is the actual meaning of education. The sacred thing is Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. From a Vaishnava's point of view. Educare, what is to bring from within out. So this is called the real education, Vidya, the spiritual education. And that's love is awakened and everything is seen with crystal clear eyes. And that's how devotee becomes very joyful, naturally. Evan prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha. Bhagavad tattva vijnana mukta sangasya jayate. That by knowing the science of God and by always experiencing happiness and by seeing the things as they are, you become free from this material world. That's real freedom. Mukta sangasya jayate. You are no more controlled by these three modes of material nature, nor by this material energy. You are fully want to be controlled by Krishna's love. Control will be there. You cannot get rid of controls. Jiva is dependent on Krishna. Prabhupada said real independence is to declare our dependence on Krishna. When you accept that voluntary Krishna's dependence, then you are free from this material world's miserable situation. Mukta sangasya jayate. But if you think I am independent, I want to enjoy myself, why I need God in my life, then immediately Maya captures. Okay, come here. Here you are God. Become God. So in the name of becoming God, everybody is made a fool. Slaves of Maya. And they don't realize how much we are slaves of Maya. Prabhupada is saying this, just like silkworm doesn't realize that he is getting caught into his own creation. Similarly, living entity is also traps himself in a network of his own fruitive activities and can find no way to release. And is always bewildered and repeatedly dies. So getting free is very difficult unless he is helped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any comments, questions? Desires. Narottam Das Thakur says that we should try to dowtel our desires to serve Krishna. Kama Krishna Karam Arpane. Kama means desires. Kama means desires, but in impure stage, Kama is called the lust. Lust means impure desires. So these impure desires are transformed into Krishna's service, then they are purified under proper guidance. Like somebody wants to Simple thing. We want to all have nice foodstuffs to eat. Then what we do is we cook it for Krishna, offer it to Krishna, those nice items. Everything should be offered. Then while offering to Krishna, then you have to ask what Krishna likes. Then automatically you offer whatever is proper. And then you accept it. By offering to Krishna and understanding Krishna is source for that, then you become purified by that. If you do it with love, then you understand the difference between this same food is available in vegetarian shop, the same food. The difference is there. Difference is what? Because it's offered to Krishna, who is the source of everything. So then we become grateful to Krishna also for giving all these things. So like that, if somebody wants to sing nicely, so you sing it for Krishna. Somebody wants to do business, you can do business, earn more money, but give it to Krishna. Not that I will enjoy all the things. That by giving to Krishna, Prabhupada said at least whatever comes, give to 50% to Krishna. Then you can earn a lot of money also. Somebody has, but not work hard like karmis. Of course, by balancing spiritual life, other will forget Krishna only. So we have to balance life. And one can fulfill those desires, but keeping Krishna in the center. The results should be offered to Krishna. If we try to enjoy all the things for ourselves, then we get entangled more. And like that, every desire, kama, Krishna, karma arpani. That we have to see. We want to wear nice dress and to impress others. The devotees want to decorate Krishna nicely. The more you decorate Krishna nicely, with affection and love, you will feel happy in the heart so much so that these desires will automatically become satisfied. You get such a satisfaction that by seeing Krishna, or a devotee also can dress nicely so that it pleases Krishna. In a very advanced stage, gopis are decorating themselves not to impress but to please Krishna. What will give happiness to Krishna? You put those things and decorate yourself also nicely. But not the impress. The people want to decorate to impress others, and what people impress, they become lusty by seeing people. And that simply pollutes their consciousness and their other person's consciousness also. Many times people would decorate themselves nicely so that they will bring devotional consciousness from the hearts of other people. So that's how all the desires, we need to take guidance how to, desires cannot be killed. Buddhist people say you have to kill the desires. That's not possible. But you have to transform the desires. Krishna consciousness means transforming our desires into keeping Krishna at the center. All the desires like this. And when we are keeping Krishna in the center of our all activities and try to satisfy Him, you will find all our desires actually are really properly satisfied. Guru and Krishna like that. That's why I say that when you are serving Guru and Krishna, don't think about your own selfish desires. At least think at this stage I am going to satisfy Krishna without any selfish motivations. I may have some desires, but we don't endeavor to satisfy that desire. We endeavor to satisfy Krishna. And then even if you have that desire, you will find it will be fulfilled eventually. That's why it's mysterious to understand this. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kari Aikya Arana Kari Hamane Asha. That means we should not endeavor to fulfill our desires independently. We should endeavor to fulfill Krishna's desires. And even if you have desires, you'll find Krishna fulfills that desire. So whole Narad Muni's, Dhruva Maharaja's efforts to get position bigger than Brahma's position was to satisfy Krishna. Narad Muni's association made him to think so much about satisfying Krishna that all these 6 months he was absorbed in purifying his consciousness and satisfying Krishna. He had that desire in the background, but he did not endeavor to separately fulfill that desire. He endeavored to just please Krishna. That is the difference. What we do is that we practice Krishna consciousness, we also simultaneously work separately to fulfill that desires independently. So here it says that akamo sarva kamo va moksha kamo vidarati tivrena bhakti yogena. If bhakti yoga tivrata say if you do, then you will find that desire also get fulfilled. Either that get purified or that will be fulfilled in a nicer way eventually. You will forget, but Krishna will not forget if you have some desires. Unless that is really going to harmful for you, Krishna will fulfill it. And you will find mysteriously, without your endeavors for that, Krishna will fulfill that desire. So that's why it said that akamo sarva kamo. You have sarva kamo, many desires, tivrena bhakti yogena. You practice your devotional service tivrata se. And arana kariha mane asha, je prasade pure sarva asha. You please spiritual master and Krishna, you will find your desires also are fulfilled by that. If you have any desires. But actually a person will feel so satisfied and all those material desires will be insignificant. And if one has, the Lord asks Guru Maharaj, tell what is your desire, what do you want? Ask anybody next, he said. Lord knew that what he had done. And then he said, no, I don't want anything now. Not that because of the force. He got something higher than that. That's why he said, I don't want it now. And he says also very clearly, those desires I can see now, they are like broken pieces of glass. Just like a broken piece of glass, for a child it looks like a diamond, shining. All children, if you show the diamond and if you the broken piece of glasses, sometimes the broken piece of glass may shine more. The child may not understand it is a diamond. So he said, I was behind this broken piece of glass, which is shining like a diamond. But now I can understand, not only is false, useless, but it can harm. If I catch it, it will harm. So all the material desires are like this. They look very attractive, but they are actually very harmful. But this, I am saying, Apidivaratnam, not only diamond, the transcendental gem, you are my Lord. After getting you, who will think those broken pieces of glass? That's why I don't want it now. Swami Kurthartosmi Varam Nayachi, Kachan Vichenman Apidivaratnam. Sometimes people think, he lost his desire. No, desire was not lost. He got something more than what he was asking for. And he could see it was useless, harmful, insignificant. That's why he's saying no for it. But still the Lord gave him. But now he accepted not as his own broken piece of glass. He accepted it as a Lord's service. Then it became divine. So his desire is fulfilled, but in a very wonderful way. Now it is Krishna's desire that he should rule. It is not his desire just. So our desires also will be fulfilled by Krishna in a wonderful way, that it will not be harmful like this broken piece of glass. So we should understand that this principle that Krishna consciousness is, Krishna is source of everything. If we just please Krishna, then all our desires, whatever we are looking in this material world, ultimately we are looking for happiness, love, peace, all these things. When you get those things in abundant quantity, why one will be behind this? In passion and ignorance, our desires are, we don't understand, they are the causes of misery. But if you come to the higher modes, there is so much in Krishna consciousness is there, which are, every moment is very fulfilling experience. And all those desires and everything is also available for a devotee. For the pure devotee, heavenly pleasures also is available. Brahma's position also is available. Everything is available. But you don't choose it unless it has a relationship with Krishna. Service. Naturally, out of love. There is no force. If a devotee has any slight desire, Prabhupada says, then he has to again come back to this material world. So there is no force, but choice is there. And for a devotee, choices are more than the materialistic person. So devotee has no desires means he sees. A human body, nobody will want to have a desire to be a hog or any other lower species. But they are happy. Hog is so happy. You can see eating stool everywhere. But we will not, because we have got a higher grade of life. We will not want to have those desires. So that is how the spiritual life is that. It's not killing desires, but naturally those desires we don't want it. Because we have got wonderful desires. Our mind is occupied 24 hours with divine desires. So then all those desires will appear insignificant. In that sense, but that freedom is there. If somebody wants, he can become a house. But he will not want to do it. Why will one want to go degrade now? The hawk cannot become the kingly heavenly bodies, but heavenly body can degrade to the dog or hawk by their actions easily. Going to the hell is quite easy. Availability is there. But from the hell situation you want to go to the heaven, that is a tough time. Similarly, from pure devotional service point of view, all the other options are open for you. There is no any at practicing stage it may be a regulations, don't do. But when you become purified, you will find options are open. Heavenly options are open, hellish open, here also open, everything is open. But we naturally say no, I don't want it now. That is how the spiritual life is. So if we have desires, yes, we need to learn that first of all those desires, material desires are cause of troubles. And if I have to fulfill, then let it be spiritualized by actually becoming Krishna conscious and giving to Krishna those things. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.